So you're going to start with a gesture of the heart, or it's called a heart seal. So you're going to take, this is a different one on both hands. Last week I did a really interlocking one. So if you take your thumbs and you just take your index fingers and put them into the root of your thumbs, so tuck them right in as much as you can. And then the middle finger, the ring finger, just touch the thumb, and then the little fingers as straight as you can, which is quite tricky. And then this one sits like this. So you've got that straight finger pointing outwards, gently pressing in those two fingers into the thumb, and the index finger tucked in, as you can see, tucked into the root of the thumb. So this one is a really good one for, again, the heart area, releasing any accumulated stress or emotions, reducing anxiety, and just generally opening the heart space. So if we work with that one, and we'll go stand in the middle of the mat. So again, we kind of would be palms up, that little finger pointing outwards. It's that idea of giving and opening heart space. Feet hip width apart, tuck pelvis under. So with this mudra, it's important not to hold too much tension in heart space or kind of under the sternum area. So if you're thinking about core, think about the pelvic floor, so that's your root, drawing in pelvic floor and a gentle pull in on transverse abdominis. So we're not taking too much tension to the heart space. So lump at the back of the neck. Okay, take a couple of deep breaths, have your shoulders relaxed and open. So pulling in on those core muscles, hold 10 seconds. And if you want to, you can close your eyes. You can imagine light filling your whole heart space and then radiating into the room around you. So pulling in the core, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow release. Let's go one more. Pelvic floor, transverse abdominis, pulling in, heart space nice and open, just getting that opening on the chest. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just releasing the fingers, perhaps a little bit of a wiggle, shake on the wrists. If you like the figure of 8 for a wrist shake as well, so taking a figure of 8, interlink the fingers. And we're going to go to a breathing practice which comes from Drew Yoga. So a lot of you have done this before. So you're going to just push your palms away, your fingers are interlocked, and then take that up over the head. So you're getting this really big stretch and you're reaching up tall. Then take your palms so they're facing you and bring that all the way down, a bit like if you were doing a cat stretch, getting space between the shoulder blades. Then take the arms behind you, interlink the fingers, and squeeze those shoulder blades together if you want, looking up. And then exhale, come and bring the hands to heart center to finish. So we'll keep doing that, pushing fingers away, interlinked, lifting them up. And again, here, if you want to, you could lift up the chin and put in sort of what would be a baby back bend, but it's just energy going upwards. Then palms facing you, bring that down, and you could look down, and then take the hands behind, go for that squeeze. Again, you could gently look up, and then again, gently look down, hands at heart center. 2 more. I'll leave it in your pace, your breath. You're going to be breathing in as you lift, you're going to be breathing out as the hands come down, breathing in into your squeeze, and breathing out, coming back together. Last one. Nice, such a good way just to get rid of any tension in the shoulders, perhaps a little bit of a shake, shoulder shake. Then we're going to steal from Kundalini Yoga this time, so cactus arms. And we're going to breathing in, twist to the left, breathing out to the right if you can, through the nose. If you can, you could do the alternate nostril breathing. So in through the left, out through the right, and then in through the right, out through the left. That's quite hard with the movement, but it's there if you want it. Soften the knees. Your pace here, tighten with your breath. It's quite an energizing practice. So you can just rinse out the day with this. Re-energize the body. If it's been feeling a little bit stagnant or stuck in any way. Four more breaths. Nice, and then coming down into center, bit of a rest because it's quite exhausting, that one. Then we can circle the arms, reach up to the ceiling, palms can touch, pressing the air away, this idea that we have this aura around the body and we're just giving it a bit of a cleanse, adding in, if you want, up onto the toes, press the air away, palms go down. Keeping that crown of head shining to ceiling, length at the back of the neck. Perhaps even take the anchor being the length through the spine today. Getting nice and tall. Finding that pelvic floor, connecting to what would be the root chakra. 2 more. Then just take a little bit of a jazz walk just to kind of diffuse some of those ones. They're quite powerful. The borrowing from Drew and Kundalini. Perhaps a bit of a shake out. And then just maybe go a little bit wider. We're going to take a side bend. So reaching down to the side of the knee, maybe fingertips towards the ear, and then stretching out. We're going to go one that side, one the other. Last week I kind of put you on one side and I just worked into the arm lengthening. But see if you can get into that with just one stretch each time. Spread the fingers. Perhaps looking forwards or even looking up with this. Try not to lean forwards. Try and keep your hips facing forwards. Find that pelvic floor in there as well. Exhale into that extension. 3 more. Nice. Did this one last week. I quite liked it. So we scrunch the toes, scapula set. So pressing the toes, scrunching up, and then rock back onto your heels, lift up your toes, bring it in. So you go scrunch the toes, pressing toes and the ball of the foot into the mat. Heels might lift slightly, and then lift up the toes, rock back onto your heels. Tuck the pelvis under. So we're not really going up onto the toes like we do normally for a heel lift or anything. We're kind of really scrunching them, pressing them into the mat. You might feel you're getting the glutes squeeze in there as you press them in. Couple more. Keep the length at the back of the neck. You're not dipping forwards with the chin. Okay, nice. We'll go to squats. If you've got your weights, you could put them in here. But we're going to go to the squat, and this is where I'm going to do crossed arms and then open out. So again, you can put your weights in and crossing your body and open. Breathing in and then breathing out. Hips go back into space. eye gaze forwards. Just trying to keep an eye on the knees and the feet. We're not letting those arches drop in. Getting that opening there. If you always have the same hand as you cross over on the top, perhaps switch that now. So you're balancing that out. A couple more. Okay, and again, you can put your weights in on this next one. It's going to go to the wide squat. Did it last week, this one. You put your weights down through the center. You can do this with one or two. Down to the middle, or just touch your fingertips to the middle. And then take that around the head, reach up and round. So you can do exactly this without weights. You reach up and round. And without weights, you could do your pointed pranam mudra if you wanted to. Cross the thumbs, so that goes down, and then take it all the way around and bring it back in. So think about the glutes squeezing as you lift, the back being nice and straight there as well as you're bending down, particularly if you're putting your weights into this. Couple more. If you haven't been the other way around, do a couple the other way around. Lovely. Okay, let's put the weights to one side. This is a little bit similar to the one we just done, but I'll leave the camera like that. Go to mountain pose. So stand nice and tall, anchor through that long spine, and take your elbows to the sides, fingertips behind your ears, and we're going to forward fold, but we're going to do this chin to chest, and you're going to bring the elbows in, and you're going to make this really little cocoon for yourself. Bring them right down through the center, go up onto your toes. So it's like coming down into a little ball, then vertebrae by vertebrae, see if you can open up out of your cocoon. Just stand nice and tall, like a mountain. And we're doing a couple of these. Elbows come in, we round through the spine, we get really small into a cocoon, and then we open out. Breathing in as you open out and breathing out as you go into your cocoon. We'll just do one more of these. Bringing those elbows in together. And opening out. Okay, some balance. So picking a side. Let's work with some tree. So your option of how high you take your leg up on into tree. Start by just rubbing your hands. Dave knows what's coming because we did this last week on Thursday. And even just rubbing your hands is quite a challenge for the balance. Create some energy between the palms. And then you're going to place this over your face and see if you can close your eyes. Then open your eyes into the dark space and then take the hands away. Then take your heel lifts. So rolling through the ball of the foot towards your big toe. So what we've just done is called cupping. So it's very good for the eyesight. Refresh the eyes. And it comes from yoga. Heel raise is good for the calf muscles. Try and pull in the core with this as well. Squeeze the glutes. Then we'll go to the other side. So find your version of tree. And that might mean big toe stays in touch with the floor. Then go to rubbing. This time, so we're creating this energy between the palms. We're going to place it wherever the body needs a little bit of attention. So if you have a bit of a tight lower back, or even if you have a headache, you're just going to put your hands, they're going to be nice and warm, and you're going to put your hands on that area. So I'm going to go for my lower back, anywhere, shoulders. And you can do a little bit of a rub, or you could just hold that energy there. Then release, take your heel raises on this side, roll through the foot towards the big toe, squeeze the glutes, drawing that pelvic floor, shoulders relaxed, muscles in the face relaxed. Nice. Okay, it's the end of the month. I've been doing, I don't know if anyone's noticed this pattern, a little bit of warriors in the last one, just to stretch out the legs end of the month. So find warrior 2, you choose which side you want to go to first. We're going to do it all on one side, to the middle, and then all on the other side. So find your warrior 2, line up your heels, square your hips to your long end of the mat, kick your arms out, and then look across to that middle finger towards the bent knee, open across the chest. Take a breath. Expand the rib cage as you inhale. Reach right through the fingertips. Pressing those feet down into the mat. You might even find like hoovers, you're sucking up the mat a little bit with your feet. Then the next one we're going to do is a side angle. Now super flexies can go all the way down, touch the floor with this hand. And we're just going to go up. If you're not super flexy, get your elbow in there. And the arm's just going to go up to the ceiling. So normally I've gone like this over, but for this one, just see if you can take the arm up to the ceiling. Get that big opening there on the heart space. Big stretches for the hips as well, these ones. Side angles big on hip stretching. You can take the eye gaze up. Take a deep breath here. Then you're going to spin this all around to what would be your high lunge. So we're going to face this long way and place your hands down on the mat. Big stretch for this back leg in high lunge. And then just slightly lift up your chin and kind of take an energy and a look towards what would be where your third eye is, between your eyebrows. If you want, you could close your eyes. But if you take your focus just to this point, take a breath. Then you might want to step the back foot in slightly because we're going to go to pyramid pose. So we're still facing the same way, legs straight. And this idea that we are going to be like a pyramid, so super flexies, you're going to start taking, I'm not one of them by the way, that's why I say that. You're going to take your chest towards the front leg. So that's the pyramid that you're trying to create. So it's a forward fold over that front leg. Try and keep your hips square to the way you're facing. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Slowly uncurl. We're going to finish this one with a reverse triangle. So if you've got your left leg forwards, lift up your right arm. If you've got your right arm forwards, right leg forwards, lift up your left. And then you're going to reach your other arm back to your leg. So there's a little bit of a twist. And there's a bit of a reversing in there. Then switch the arms. And do the same on the other side. So you've got that nice opening. And release. Let's go to the other side. That warrior 2. Lining up the heels. Squaring those hips to that long edge of the mat. Reach the arms out to the sides. Those wrists should be over ankles. That's another way of kind of checking you're in these right positions. Get that space across the heart center, looking to that middle finger. creating all this space in the body, and then take a deep breath, send the breath all the way through all these channels we're opening. Then go to your side angle, so whether that's taking the hand all the way down to the floor or elbow into that bent knee, arm up to the ceiling. Again, we're trying to get a nice space across the chest, also big hip stretch. Keep those hips square to that long edge of the mat. My gaze can go up or forwards. Big breath. Then take it all the way around high lunge. Getting that big stretch on that back leg here. Pushing right back through that to that heel. Hands down, then start to lift the chin, maybe close the eyes, take the attention to the third eye between the eyebrows. Take a breath. Then you might want to bring your leg in, find your pyramid. So coming over nice straight legs, start to fold forwards. This is where you might want to hoover the mat with your feet, you know, start to suck up a bit just to keep your balance. And then your chin goes to your chest. You're sending your chest down towards your leg. Square hips to the way you're facing. Ready then to put in your reverse triangle. So start with the twist one. So you're going to have, she says, opposite hand reaching down to that back leg to start with. Perhaps even looking up. And then switch the hands, get that nice opening feeling. And let's release from that. So you might feel quite a stretch there through the body. They're quite intense, some of them. But so you need a shake, but we're going to go single leg exercise. So you choose your exercise now. Whether you're lunging, deadlifting, chair squats, or whether you took on the Bulgarian split squat. 10 on each leg. Just a little maintenance set. I'm going to go to the chair today. Strengthening knees. If you want a challenge, cross the arms, or you might put in weights on deadlifts or lunges. Engage the core muscles. Dips, that was the other one we do. So single leg dips on a step. Just thinking about what's happening with knees. Try not to let those knees pronate in. Squeeze the glutes as you lift up. Send the hips forwards and up. Once you've done your sets on both legs, we're going to go downward dog, so we'll meet you there. Take a jazz walk there in your downward dog. Stretch out the backs of your legs. Grab a drink if you need a drink. Sending the hips up to the ceiling. Again, just working with jazz walk, spread fingers, spiral biceps towards each other. And also you can play around with like where your legs and your arms are. So you could walk your hands further away. If you can, that helps you create that nice stretch on the backs of the shoulders. You could walk your feet a little bit further away. Just playing with the stretch. A couple of deep breaths. So we did this last week, we went down into plank, gonna do the same, okay? So Bring the hips down, find your plank position. If it's too much, bring the knees down. Hold, and here we're going to see if we can do a salute, and then place it back down, and to the other side, salute, back down, down dog, 4 jazz walks. Then we're going to do that again 2 more times. Plank position, salute, elbow to the side, salute, down dog. Send those hips up to the ceiling, 4 jazz walks. Last time, salute and salute. Use your core here. Then bring it down to dolphin, elbows down. Hips still going up, get some length there through the spine. Couple of deep breaths here. Then bring the hips down. We're going to go plank. We're going to get all the hard stuff done first. In your plank position, if that's too much, drop the knees. Hold plank. We're going to go about 30 seconds here. Just breathe. Bring that focus into the core. You could imagine like a ball of light, and energy in there in the core, like a little engine. Shoulders down away from ears. Try and keep the crown of head in line with the spine so we're not dropping the head here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down, send the hips backwards. Take melting heart. So melting heart is a bit like, it's also puppy dog position. Hips lifted. Big stretch there on the backs of the shoulders. And you can also do a thread through if you want more intensity. Reach one hand underneath the other. You can take that in melting heart as well. Big back, big shoulder stretch, arm stretch. And then swap sides if you're doing the thread through. Okay, bringing yourself up to all fours, hands into shoulders, knees into hips. Find neutral spine, so just going back to that pelvic floor, TBA. Nice and simple today. Just extend back leg, squeeze in the glutes, extend opposite arm, low handshake. See if you can pulse, lift and lower. So just touch the top of your mat, the bottom of your mat with your foot. Lift and lower right into these extensions. So you're just touching that top of your mat. Eye gaze to the mat, front of the mat. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Stay really still in the core in the center. Legs straight. See if you can get that leg straight into this. Good, just do about 8 on each side. And then switch sides. So find the length in there first, straighten the leg. Take it to the end of the mat. Take the fingertips to the front of the mat. Exhale into the left. Eye gaze to the front of the mat. Keep that focus on that ball of light in the core. Couple more. Okay, let's release. We'll go to low lunge. Step forwards. Any leg, because we'll just do it one side then the other. Check your hip width. You might want to tuck your back foot under. Ease down into your low lunge. Palms here at heart center. Start to lift them up over the head. Start looking up, or maybe even going to that third eye. Thinking about sending the eye gaze to the center. Bring the palms down, putting in a twist. So we're going to go opposite elbow to knee. And see if you can put in your twist. You could press your knee into your elbow if you want more here. Look to the side. Iron out the breath. Then come back to center. Now you might want to relax your toe, but see how you feel with this. We're going to go wild thing. So you're going to reach back and put the same hand, the same side with the foot that's in the back, and reach that, put that on the ankle, on your heel. Reach the other arm up and over. Wild thing. Get that opening there on the heart space. Perhaps looking up. I've done wild thing with downward dog, so anyone that's tried it in there, it's got a similar feel to it. Bringing that back to center. Let's go to the other side, low lunge. Tucking these back toes under for a toe stretch. Square the hips to the way you're facing, sink down, palms together, shoulders relaxed. Then you can start into that lift. Take the eye gaze up. Bring the hands down and put in your twist, opposite elbow to that knee in front. Try and keep the crown of head in line with the spine, so you might want to dip the chin in slightly here. Come around to center, then it's a cartwheel, the arms, circle it all the way around to that foot that's at the back. The same side of the body. Then reaching up and over. That's that wild thing. Perhaps eye gaze up. Bringing that forwards. And we're going to go down onto our fronts into Sphinx, or if you prefer it, you've got your cobras. So elbows underneath your shoulders. If you're here in Sphinx, find the core muscles, see if you can find abdominal stretch. Slide your toes off the end of the mat. Perhaps even point the toes, calf stretch in there. So if you want more, you've got your cobras, bring your hands under your shoulders, gently work into your lift. And you can always take up your hips as well, King Cobra. Or you could halfway with your cobra, test yourself. One more breath, cobra or sphinx. And then bring yourself down. Glute activation, so just take a resting position, squeezing in the glute and lifting up your leg. Glute fire, hamstring working, and then the other side of the lower back, stabilizing the hips. So this one's a new one for anyone that wants it. It's a little bit more intense. I'm going to put it after this one. It's locust. Bring your arms down and place them on the tops of your thighs, your hands on the tops of your thighs. So locust is this very similar position, but we go lifting with both legs and then release. So that might be your beginner layer with that one. If glute activation, if you want to move in from the one leg glute activation, have a go at lifting both. It's a lower back exercise. Challenge for locust, if anyone wants one, lift up one leg, then bend the other leg. And you're just going to place that foot on the top of that leg. Big stretch for locust. And breathe. Then you could lower that down and then go to the other leg. So you lift the leg as high as it goes, then you bend the other leg and you slide it in to keep your leg lifted. And breathe. And then just sliding back down. We're going to go from there to swan dive. So you can either choose your arms by your sides. Did that last week where you lift head and shoulders, then twist the wrists so the shoulders squeeze and then release down. Or if you want cactus the arms into your lift Add in an extension, reach the arms forwards, back to cactus, and lower. You could always combine the two as well if you want. You could do one of the shoulder squeezes and then one of the extensions. Try and get the exhalation into the lift or the extension. Think about the top of the spine. Last one. Then let's go cat stretch. Let's just get a little bit of space in there. So tuck the pelvis under, chin to chest. Maybe you want to send some breaths between the shoulder blades. You might want to do a wrist stretch, so one at a time, just exploring that stretch. If you feel like a little bit of a circle with the hips or exploring any more with the hips, go for that. Or if you want any more spine mobility, you could do cat to cow type stuff. Just walk yourself towards the front of the mat. There's a reason why. I'm going to do a little transitioning one here. Gate pose, so reaching one leg to the side. Lift yourself up, did this one last week, so hand going down that long leg, reach the arm up and over. Big side body stretch. Nice for the hips in there as well. You could just be reaching your fingertips up to the ceiling instead of over as well. It's another option. Think about the heart space being nice and open. So bring your hands to the front of your gate pose, and then you're going to just see if you can find a pigeon. So you're going to take this long leg and put it behind, and you've got the other leg already bent. Can be ready for pigeon, and you can lower this all the way down, forehead down. Couple of breaths. Stretching out the glutes, stretching out the hips. Then bring yourself up, and you might want to go, for me, like I have the wall, so I'm going to go around the other side, gate pose to the other side. Take a moment to get nice and open on the heart space, reaching up out of that hip. Big stretch on the inside of the leg as well. Still work with the pelvic floor as well with the gate pose. Then you bring those hands forwards and you take that long leg back, and then you lower yourself down, find your pigeon. Bring your forehead down. 3 deep breaths. And coming back then. I've had some new moves today. I have to keep checking my piece of paper. Let's release those with a child's pose. So big toes together, maybe take the knees wide, and then just slide the hands down through the center, sandwiching the upper body with the lower body. Couple of deep breaths. Send the breath right down to the lower back. And then walking the hands back up. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Let's do a little bit of a side series. Loop bands if you want them on the clams. You can put them in, and then you've got a weight if you want it on a side kick. So those two to add in if you want them 10 clams in, so like you're gonna fall forwards. You got your heels in line with your hips, in line with your shoulders. Lift your heels up, hip height, then lift and lower that top knee. Resting your head on your hand. Stretch for the neck. A little bit of tension there in the feet, so don't let them switch off. Still engaging with the core. Straightening the legs then, double leg lift, lift top leg, lift bottom leg, lift rib cage. Just take a really big circle with the top arm, just explore that circle, that stretch. Taking it backwards, so from the head over, back down to the hip, and forwards, and back. Try and keep the rib cage lifted. So this here is, if you want to, you could put your weight in. We're going to do side kick. Top leg lift, flex the foot. There's your side kick, hamstring stretch, point the toe back. You can put your weight in here, so you can take it all the way down. You've got your what's it called, cape. Your arm, it goes in front as your leg goes back, and then your cape as your foot comes forwards. Getting my words all mixed up tonight, aren't I? Haven't had my tea. You could also do as a variation, hands behind the head, and you've got your side kick. You could do your twist in there and your elbow to the front. So just work with what you need. Do you want to strengthen and stabilise? That's when you might want to put the weight through there and really work with the core. Or do you want a bit more of a stretch, work with the twist? One more. We'll go to the other side. Clams. And also, I didn't say, but yeah, you can keep your loop band in on a side kick. It's just a strengthener if you do. We started on the clams, didn't we? So bend the knees, lift up the heels in line with the hips and the shoulders. Maybe you can touch those heels. Maybe a little tap, that's quite nice. A little tap on the heels. Lift and lower, let's do 10. Try not to let the hips be moving all the time, that's a different move. Try and keep them still. Let's get to glute med. Pulling in the core. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Then we go double leg lift into those arm circles. Get nice and straight with the front of the mat. Lift top leg, lift bottom leg. Lift up the rib cage. Can you slide your fingers underneath? Then take the arm into a big circle. Take it over the head. It challenges your balance as well with this, so keep working with the core. Eye gaze forwards, try not to look back down at the feet. Explore that circle as far as you can into that circle. Take your time as well, there's no rush. And then the side kick, and again you can put your weight in if you want, so flex that top foot, keep it hip height, point, take it back. Option, you can have your head still on your hand, or you can lower that down. And then you've got your opening out as the leg goes back, the weight goes forwards, as the leg goes forwards, the weight goes back. Exhale into the length. Keep the flex and the point going on there with that foot, really important that. Or you could put in the big twist as well, so if you want to take your hands behind your head. You could do that one instead. Okay, nice. Let's go on our backs then. Let's take the 100. Take a moment to find neutral spine. Find some length at the back of the neck. Relax your shoulders. Bend your knees, feet on the mat, knees and feet hip width. We're going to go for toe taps, 8 pulses, and then 8 second hold 5 times. Here we go then. Let's imprint. 4, 3, palms up, shoulders relaxed. 2, and 1. Lift head and shoulders, pulse the arms. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingertips to knees, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release if you want more. Tabletop this. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again then. 4, and 3, 2. We're still imprinting. 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again then. 4, 3, and breathe. 2, and 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. 4. Imprinting. 3, 2, 1. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And full body stretch. Give everything a little bit of a squeeze. And I don't normally engage you on this, but if you just take a flex and point, alternate. So one foot flex to the ceiling as the other one points. Stretch your arms over your head, interlink the thumbs. Get your shoulders up to your ears. Get as long as you can through the body. Take a really big, deep breath in. And exhale, just letting go of all those links and movements. Just relax. Open across the chest, that heart space. And just bending knees then. We're going to take crisscross today. So lift one leg up to tabletop and then the opposite elbow take an effort towards and then lower. Other side, lift and then lower. Exhale into that lift. It doesn't necessarily have to touch. Think about the whole of the shoulder lifting, the rib cage lifting and going to the side, not just the neck or the elbow going in. Then take a break from them, hands on hips, take heel slide. Try and keep your hips still, imprint that lower back down, use the core. And then if you want more, tabletop that. And then you're going to do exactly the same. Imprint that lower back down as one leg lengthens. And then if you want to have a go, you could put all this together. So you've got that elbow coming across. Exhale into the lift. You're almost pivoting on the elbow that's on the floor as well. Try and think about that as well. Big effort, 3 more. Feet on the mat, arms up to the ceiling, both arms over the head, get some length. Tuck the chin under, get the length through the back of the neck. Then bring it all the way back over and down and then go again. Exhale over. Inhale back down. Choice here as the arms go over the head, lengthen out one leg. Get length through the body. Try not to twist in the hips because they'll want to wiggle. See if you can go into that full body stretch, just nice and without twisting and letting any hip drop. Then you could put that into double leg if you want to here. Quite good lymphatic drainage on a double leg stretch, because obviously the feet are lifting high and it will come down towards the body. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale to bend. 3 more, whichever way you put that one together. Whether you're just on arms or arms and single leg, or going for the full double leg. Then take cactus arms, and then both knees drop across to one side. Back to center, over to the other side. Choice here if you want, just lift your cactus so your arms are going up to the ceiling. Make a fist shape, and then you could take tabletop, lengthen. Back to center, over to the other side. Pressing down into those elbows as a bit of a balance. Big stretch down the sides of the legs, down the sides of the knees as well. Just a couple more. Okay, let's have a hamstring stretch. I'm aware it was being quite a big stretch session. I hope that's been okay. Go for about 30 seconds on each leg. Your choice here, if you want to put in the length of the band, do some flex and point. If you want any more footwork, or you want to double your band and get a little bit more into that hamstring stretch. Just being aware we're not lifting up the hips. We're still keeping that length through the spine. It's got that length at the back of the neck. The chin isn't lifting. You can always grab a cushion. Just put that under the head if your chin's lifting up to the ceiling. Shoulders are relaxed. Pushing away at the back of the knee. I've been very naughty. I haven't stretched my legs. I can feel it. Oops. All weekend I haven't stretched. Naughty. I think because I'm going to blame the weather. And getting in off a run or a bike and just being really cold and wet and just wanting to get in the shower, and then after the shower I just want to eat something, and then after eating something I've generally started doing something else. So there we go. Same leg, let's go to the glute, take it just above the knee. Now you might just want to hold like this, or you might want to thread through into the lift. Again, try not to let that chin lift up. You might like the little tilt that I sometimes give you, where your foot's nearly going to go down. You can play with halfway, third of the way, just get a little bit of a squeeze. And then if you like it, take it all the way down, the foot goes down into that hip stretch, and then the arm goes up to the corner. Holding on to the ankle. Then we'll go to the other side, do the same. Hamstrings. Pushing away at the back of the knee. Just checking as well, lower back's kind of in touch with the mat, it's not arching. You could flex and point if you want any more work with the feet. Then to the glutes. Placing that foot just above the knee. Check you're not wiggled into that, so sometimes the spine will S-shape a bit as well, so check the other foot, the resting foot on the mat hasn't moved. The hips are square, we're not S-shaping, and you could lift up. Only just because if you're a little bit tight in there, the body, particularly the spine and the muscles around the spine, will try and adapt around the tight muscle. Keep that foot flexed, and then if you like the little tilt on there for that little bit of a juicy stretch, I'll take the foot all the way down. You could put those ones in, goes a little bit more into the hip. Okay, let's come back up to centre. Walk with your heels in, touch your heels, knees, feet, hip width apart. Take a little bit of a pelvic tilt. Then you can lift up the hips, take your shoulder bridge, arms go over the head, chin to chest. If you want a glute test here on strength, you could lift up one leg, hold, count to 30. If that's too much, you could try a little alternating. Or you could simply take your bridge up and down, work with spine mobility. If you're on that hold, keep squeezing those glutes. It's a good lower back exercise as well, this. Try not to let the hips drop. And swapping legs if you're on the 30. You could do a little bit of flex and point in there as well if you want to. Keep those hips up, keep squeezing. Then we'll bring it all the way down, hug knees to chest, rock, circle. Come up to seated position. Some rocking options in here if you want them. So you've got your normal ones. You can go straight into them if you know where you want to do, what you want to do with that. If you're not happy with rocking, perhaps take butterfly stretch, soles of feet together. Otherwise, you've got your C-shaped spine upright, or you could take your rock back to hover. Use your core muscles there. You might take it all the way over to take more stretches. Shoulder stands. Boomerangs, obviously you've got your crisscrosses in there. Crisscrosses at the front. I'm just watching the screens, just seeing what people are taking. Seals, if you want a little bit more opening with the hips and groin area, inner thigh area. Try and get nice and upright at the end of a seal if you can. And crabs, cross your legs, hold on to your feet. You can rock back. Come up to kneeling. Perhaps just one more, then we'll all meet for a little stretch to finish. How am I on time? Oh, I might even be nearly on time. So come to the front of your mat, or if you're on the lengthways, that's fine also. I'm just showing you so you can see it like this. Soles of the feet together. We all go for a butterfly quickly, and just do a foot stretch as well. So lift your big toes back towards your top of your feet. So you're just getting a big stretch on them. Get nice and tall through the spine. Inhale. Then you're going to just take one foot, stretch it forwards, and the other one we're going to do an internal rotation with the knee into what would be a hurdling stretch. And then it's a hamstring stretch into this front knee. You could always put a band into this. Get up nice and tall and then fall forwards. Haven't done this for a while, don't worry if it's too much. This stretch, obviously I haven't put this one in, this internal bit with the knee, so no panics if it's tricky. It's hip work, particularly with hips this. Bringing that up, the same leg, bring it across, take your twist. Hugging round. Breathing, get nice and tall, right up on those fingertips, flex that foot on that long leg in front. Looking behind. And twist, come back to center, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So we can start, if you wanted to, go back to the butterfly stretch. So we're working with hips. Then lengthen out the other leg. Flex that foot, holding on to the ankle, take it back. Reaching up. Exhale, coming forwards. And again, you can use bands here to help. Amazing, isn't it, those hurdlers? They get right. I mean, it's amazing what they do. Their chest is like by their leg. I don't know how they do it. It's amazing. I'm certainly not. I'm just feeling a little bit of stretch, then that's enough. Keep that flexion on that front foot. Then take the twist, hug that knee into chest. Opposite elbow, tuck it round, flexing this top foot. Grow nice and tall. Up on those fingertips. Legs wide, flex the feet, then take a big bowl of porridge and just stirring that porridge, reaching forwards. Chin goes towards the chest. Get a bit of a rocking action here, so letting the body move a bit, other way around. Coming back to centre, should we finish on the mudra? I'm going to put the one we did last week in, if anyone wants that one. Or I'll do the one as well from today. So today one was the index finger goes into the thumb touches the two fingers, and the little finger comes away, and it's all about that opening the heart space. Last week was the fearless heart. If you remember, we crossed our hands and then we interlinked little finger, middle finger, index finger, and then ring finger and thumb touched. So if anyone wants to play with that one again from last week. Couple of deep breaths. And then we'll release. Namaste.